took it out immediately and I never got back on birth control. What's up, y'all? Welcome or welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Haley J, and I'm back with another video. Today we're gonna get into all about my birth control story time, but more so my 3-month IUD update. All right, so first and foremost, I just want to say that ooh, Daddy, am I your baby?
Daddy, am I your baby?
I first want to start off talking about my periods in general, my cycles. So I got my menstrual cycle when I was 11. I was in the 5th grade, and ever since then I just feel like it's always been really heavy. It's lasted 7 days. My cramping was really bad, to the point where, especially in high school, I would have to stay home on like the first day of my period because my cramps would just be so debilitating, to the point where I could barely get ready for school and be on time, right? PMS symptoms were really bad, as far as like hormonal acne. Not too drastic of mood swings, but you know, the emotions definitely go up and down. I felt like I had a lot more control over it once I got into college. However, fast forward to I was a junior in college, fall semester. Well, right before I went into my junior year. So during the summer, when I was back at home, I talked to my gynecologist there, and I was just kind of telling her my inhibitions about birth control in general, and how I was just like, you know, I don't like the pill, I don't like the shot, and I don't want the implant. And so I was just like, I don't know what my other choices are. So we're going through everything. She told me about the IUD, and I was just like, nah, I'm not feeling that one either. She told me about the patch, did not like that either. But then it came to the ring. So I got on the ring, long story short. I liked the fact that I could put it in. I liked the fact that it was silicone. It was really squishy. It's not too big. It was bigger than I thought, but it wasn't too big. You put it in yourself, you wait 3 weeks, take it out, or you can keep it in, but take it out to have your cycle. Boom, bam, boom. I don't run the risk of completely getting rid of my period because I didn't want that. I also knew when my period was gonna start. I like the fact that I had control over when my period was gonna come. I also had control on if I wanted my period that month. 9 times out of 10, I had my period because there was no reason for me not to. But there was 1 month where I tried just keeping it in for 4 weeks and it was cool, whatever. So I had the ring, then COVID hit 2020. And so I got off the ring simply because my insurance wasn't gonna pay for the name brand anymore. And so my pharmacy has switched me from name brand to the off-brand version, and they didn't tell me, right? Which I feel like they should have, but maybe they didn't think twice about it. But I just felt like, why are we not telling me that I am switching just brands, right? So got home for COVID, or went home for COVID, and I had this odd like throbbing pain in my left thigh. And anything on the left side, not sure about you, that is a sign for me that there's a cardiac issue or something with the cardiovascular system. And just knowing family history and everything, that scared me a lot. So I had to telehealth with my gynecologist. She said, you know, if it persists for, I think she said maybe 2 to 3 days, take it out. I got off the call with her. I probably waited no more than an hour. I still had that throbbing pain in my thigh, and I took it out immediately, and I never got back on birth control. I said, I'm not even about to play with myself right now. It's COVID, like, just take it out. There's no harm in that, right? So I took it out. I tried to get an appeal to my insurance to switching back to the name brand. They denied me. I think I tried twice, and they denied me. And I was just like, you know what? It's fine. I've been on birth control for at least a year at this point. It's cool. Moving on. So now it's 2023. I am out of college. I've been out of college for at least 2 years at this point. I had just been considering getting back on birth control. I wanted to just simply because it's just a nice protective agent. Can't go wrong with being on birth control personally. I know some people feel differently, but I don't mind being on birth control. At the time, I just was like, I only really like the ring, and if I can't get the name brand version of the ring, I don't want it. But I was like, you know what, Haley, just try to consider other options that might be good. So went to a different gynecologist, and I talked about my history with it and how I was just like, I'm not a fan of the pill, the shot, or the implant. I considered the patch, but it was just something about having a patch on your body. It's the most common way to put the patch on is on your butt. And I'm just like, if it's the summertime, why would I want a patch on my ass and I'm wearing a bikini? Or even put it on your arm, like I don't understand that. So Haley, your only other option is the IUD. Now let's get on to the meat and potatoes. Just a little bit of medical history, just a little bit of a quick lesson for anyone who's interested in getting an IUD. Definitely look it up, do your own research. However, an IUD stands for intrauterine device. Intra meaning is a form of birth control. IUDs are divided into 2 different categories. One is copper, meaning non-hormonal, and then you have hormonal ones. Only one type of copper IUD is the Paragard, and then for the hormonal you have Kyleena, Mirena, Skyla, and I think Liletta. So now moving on to getting my ID placed, after effects, like kind of 24 hours after, and then my 3-month update. So if you haven't seen my TikTok, I made a TikTok about all of that. If you want to go check out, it's a quick short form version of it. However, I'll tell you. So I got my Kyleena placed November 14th of last year. It was recommended that I come at some point during my period. So I was on like day 3 of my period, which is still kind of heavy. She was saying that, you know, when you're on your period, it makes the placement a little bit better. I also picked day 3 because I didn't want my period super heavy, just because I'm not comfortable with my period being heavy and someone is on the inside of that. Absolutely not. So it was also recommended that I take pain meds. Now, I did mention this before, but even when I had really bad cramps in high school, never took medicine. Not that I'm against medicine at all. I would be a healthcare provider. However, if there's a way for me to naturally, I would rather do that. I was just, so when I was talking to her like how bad the pain would be, she was like, you know, it might be similar to your cramps. Don't worry about it. So I'm like, cool. I'm a big dog. I ain't about to worry about nothing, so I ain't take no pain meds. So I got in there, told me how to sit, got an IUD place, you already know how you sit in. She showed me what the speculum looked like. She talked me through the whole thing, which was really great. She opened it, and I was like, oh, I was like, okay, it's a little crampy, it's fine. Everything's fine. I'm like, a little crampy, breathe through it, cool. Then came the implant. Bro, that was, I told my TikTok that pain was a 9 out of 10. So I'm gonna read off my computer because I wrote everything down. So about an hour after, so I went back to work, or went to work. So about an hour after, I had this weird ringing in my ear. I'm not sure why. I was slightly lightheaded, but that could be from just all the breathing that I was going through or whatever. I did take 2 ibuprofen right after that. Still cramping, and the cramping was still not go away. It got to the point where I had to keep getting up, and I was getting hot because now I'm nervous. Like, what did I just do? The cramps are still happening. I'm at work. I can't really do what I want to do. Like, you know how you lay in like fetal position and like move around. I can't do all that because I got to sit at my desk. And I was just getting nervous. So then my boss was just like, you know what? You can go home. You're fine. And at this point, came home, laid down, maybe like 5 hours later, even after taking another round of ibuprofen, my cramps were still on 10. Like, those were the worst. Sitting right here, my cramps were so damn bad. Like, I just had to keep going in and out of sleep. My boyfriend came and tried to take care of me. I tried to eat. Like, I couldn't do shit. Oh my God, they were so bad. That was worse than when I got it implanted. So the implantation pain was a 9 out of 10. Me sitting here recovering, not even 24 hours later, more like 12 hours, was a 12 out of 10. That was the worst thing I've ever experienced in my freaking life. I'd probably say after day 2, the cramping subsided a lot. Only speaking on the Kyleena experience, cramps will come back every now and then, right? Like, at this point, I'm just talking about the past 3 months. Cramping would happen randomly. I would take some ibuprofen, they're gone, whatever the case is, right? My first cycle on the Kyleena was so weird. I never spot. Like, on my cycles, I never spotted. My period just came. The Kyleena, I was spotting for probably 2 to 3 days, and then my period would come. That first month, my period was it was heavy, but it didn't have a lot of density to it. Like, I remember I was changing my pad, I shit you not, probably every hour. And I remember I went shopping, and I was just like, you know, I can go shopping, go back home. And at one point I was like, am I bleeding through? Like, you know how you feel when you're bleeding through? But that was like, oh, like, I really thought I bled through because of how heavy it felt. Like, whole pad was soaked. My cycle lasted still 7 days as per usual, but I would even say maybe like 9 to 10 because I want to count when I was spotting. January was the 2nd month. Again, random cramping every now and then, but nothing too crazy to the point where I thought I would want to take it out. But second cycle on the Kyleena, I still had that spotting. My flow wasn't super duper heavy like in December. However, it was still kind of up there, and it did still last. It lasted 5 days, excluding the spotting. Cool, I enjoyed that. I was like, okay, we're kind of getting into, my body's getting adjusted to the IUD. Now, month 3, February, right now, I still have that spotting 2 to 3 days beforehand. My cycle this time around, guess how long it lasted? It lasted 3 days, but again, if you want to count the spotting, it kind of was like maybe 5 to 6. But I'm not going to count the spotting because I don't know. But my heavy flow wasn't really heavy. It was heavy for that first day, and then the 2 days it tapered off. And I said, wow, is this what y'all be going through for the women who have like light periods? I'm like, wow, I feel great. So I'm just gonna run through the questions that I got on my Instagram. Definitely follow me on my Instagram because I try to get a lot of feedback from people about what they want to see. I put up a poll on my Instagram saying what questions you would want me to talk about on during my IUD update. So what question this is from my friend. This is from my friend, but she said, did that shit hurt it? And to answer the question, when I got inserted, health, yes. Like I said, pain was a 9 out of 10, and then not even 12 hours after, the pain was like 12. Did you have any pain when it was put in? Yes. And do you still have a regular period? Yes. The only change is that as time goes on, they seem to be getting shorter. Next question, I know it's probably different for everyone, but does it improve your PMS symptoms? As far as for me, only thing, as far as PMS goes, I feel like my symptoms were hormonal acne, a lot of emotions. I feel like that's really it, just hormonal acne, and I don't want to call it mood swings because they weren't super drastic, but my mood did swing a little some months. I'm just gonna look up PMS symptoms just so I can see. Breast tenderness, no. Headaches, no. Spotty skin, greasy hair, bloating. And that's why I feel like it's kind of different because right now I'm in a space where my body's changing, getting a little bit older, and I need to do better as far as like what I eat. Home cooked meals versus eating out, I feel like that also is attributing to a lot of my bloating that I'm experiencing. However, it could be, but I also did have a lot of bloating before I got on my birth control. So I don't know if that's really exacerbating my bloating because I do be eating out and I need to cook more at home. So I won't say there's that anxiety. I will say that I do tend to have a little bit more anxiety nowadays. It could be from a variety of things, but before I get on my cycle, I do have a lot of anxiety. Usually before my period without birth control, I was just like more irritated, which I still be irritated, but I was just more irritated than anything. Now I have irritation with anxiety. And then when I start my cycle, I'm like, oh, that's it. Another question, irregular cycles. Have not experienced that, just more so some slight changes in my cycle. They seem to be on schedule. It hasn't been a week off or anything. It's been pretty consistent. So. Yeah, I just think honestly, I'm having a great time. I think I like this little life. Love her life. We seem to be like this, and hopefully it stays that way for the next 5 years or however long I keep it in. I don't see it doing anything bad, but again, you never know, and I'll keep y'all updated. If you have any questions that I didn't hit on, definitely let me know down in the comments. I will be sure to answer them to the best of my ability. Again, this is just speaking on my experience with birth control and the Kylina specifically. If you are looking to get on birth control, definitely consult, do your own research, but definitely consult with a medical professional, your gynecologist. It's also good just to get other women's experience, real life experience. So TikTok is great, any forums like Reddit is great, YouTube is great, like this video here. So this is not telling you what to get, what not to get. This is just my own experience and giving you some insight on just some real life experiences on birth control that they may not tell you in the books or when you have your appointment with your gynecologist. So hope you all enjoyed the video. Be sure to leave me a like, a comment down below. If you have any content that you would like me to do, please let me know. And I will talk to you on the next video. I love y'all. Stay safe, be blessed, and I'll talk to y'all later.